I'm Anthony from Learning to Play the Guitar. This video is the third in my series of jumping into jazz, and we're going to look at the jazz standard work song famously played by Cannonball Adderley. In this video we're going to look at the melody, otherwise known as the head if you're a hip jazz cat. Plus I've created a solo here which goes over two choruses. First off, let's deal with the melody, the head. So basically 90% of this is based around the F blues scale, but I'm actually going to play it in F blues or F minor pentatonic position 3 and 4. So pattern 3 of F minor pentatonic, it'll be this. And pattern 4 will be these notes. But I'm really just going to exploit the box areas of there and there, the middle of the neck. So basically 6 and 8s and 8s and 10s and some extra little notes that pop up as we go through the melody. So I'm just going to run through the melody really slowly. It's a really cool, catchy, hummable melody that will get stuck in your head. So we've got F, and that's the initial call, as I might call it, and the response would be. So then the second line of material here, it does that same call again, up the F minor pentatonic scale. I'm doing a little slide there which you can see in the middle, which makes it sort of sound cool. Now here the chord underneath this next little section coming up changes to a C7, which then results in me adding in this E note on fret 9, which comes from the C7 chord, fret 9 on the G string, and so that's the E natural there, which matches the chord, which is different to the E flat, which is normally in the F minor pentatonic or the F blues scale. So sorry, this lick again, which is now the response. I drill a hammer there, so it sounds cool. One more time. Cool. So then the second half of the melody is mucking around with the F blues scale, starting with this F note. So I do a little slidey grace note thing with my third finger. And then the response to this little phrase, which is again just F minor pentatonic in pattern 3. Now we have a little bit more jazziness here where the chord changes to F7 with the band behind. I'm going to go B natural, which is technically the blues note, or a chromatic note leading to the C on fret 10. Then we've got an F. Now the chord changes to B flat 7 under here, which is now B flat to the B natural, which again is the blues note. Back to now the blues pentatonic material. Slide into that. Last bit. I created a solo using, again, a lot of F minor pentatonic, F blues scale elements and a few chord tones, so particular notes of the chords when they change underneath the solos. So whether you're playing guitar or saxophone, in jazz particularly, you're trying to outline the chord changes. So what's happening here is we will come across some chord tones and I'll pull them out and point them to you as we come across them. For this solo, I'm going to basically play the majority of it in F minor pentatonic or F blues. I might play the F blues pattern. 1, and F blues scale pattern 2. So I'm picking these positions because certain things will be easier for particular patterns. So starting off here, we have a little long F note with a little grace note hammer. So I've got some hammers and slides throughout to sort of give it a bit of spiciness as we go through. So that's the first note, and then we hit that note again 2 more times in the second bar. And now we're going to run down the blues scale starting here in pattern 2. So that's that little element. Now staying in the same pattern and continuing on. So that was all F minor pentatonic pattern 2. Now here's a C7 thing happening, so I'm going to go 5, C, E natural, which is then fret 5 underneath. So that's that chord tone from C7, which you can hear when I play that chord. B flat, C. Again, these 3 notes, E, B flat, C, are from C7, emphasizing the C7ness of that bar, and a little C note on the end. And now here comes my little slide jazz thing. So generally in jazz, they'll slide into notes more than bend them traditionally, I suppose, if you think of Wes Montgomery and people like that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, we're going to go back to that was all F minor pentatonic, back to the blues scale rundown, but from 4. Again, this is all single notes, a bit slower, sort of allowing time to really emphasize those little slides. Now, here we go to an F7 chord with the band, and what I'm going to do here, jumping to pattern 1 F minor pentatonic, but I'm actually going to play an F7 arpeggio, which is F, A, C, E flat, because it's F7 in the band behind that, so it's nice outlining the harmony there. And the D is the 6th of that chord, so we've got again 8th notes here, so a little bit faster than the previous section. B flat 7 now, so I'm going to go B flat, sliding into the blues note there, the 3, 4. So very much just a little blues lick there. Continuing on with the pentatonic. And I sneak in a little quick E natural there because at that point there's a 7th C7 chord there. So that's the first chorus of the solo. Second chorus, building on further ideas, now that it's back to F minor in the song and into round 2, I'm going to build up with a 3, 1, 1, 4, which is an F minor 7 arpeggio. Again, these notes are also though an F minor pentatonic. Now that was all pattern 1 stuff. Sliding back to pattern 2 for a bit. Can slide or hammer into the 6th there, a bit like what we did at the start. F note, this is just a quicker one. A little 4, 6, 6, which is in pattern 2. Now here's some sort of shredding. It's a 7, 6, 4 pull off, and there's triplets. So 4 of them, nice and simple, little rhythmic idea. 4, 6, 6. Now I'm going to recycle that sort of rhythmic idea with slightly different notes, starting with the 6, picking up into a 6, 4, 5, which is again all F minor pentatonic or F blues sort of thing. Then 4, 4, 6. So I've just recycled this, the same rhythm idea twice. Second version. So sort of using little rhythmic ideas is a good way to develop solos as well, apart from just notes. So think of what the rhythms that you're using and can you recycle them. Now C7 again appears, so I'm going to play a C7 bass lick, which will all be based around the idea of, say, C7 can also be that chord there. So 5, 5, 5, 6, with there's a G there as well. So I'm going to go little half bend, and then bending that half bend. Or we could also go, if you want to slide into it as well, that's quite cool. Now moving on back to F minor. Now we do a F minor pentatonic pattern 2 run, which is that. And now we're going to just sort of go backwards and forwards between 2 notes, which is F and E flat. But to make that easier, I'm going to do it on 1 string, 3, 1, 3. So there's 2 bars of that. And then I'm going to develop this, again, the same position as it changes to F7 towards the end. There's that A note, which is from the F7 chord, which is what's happening right now. when we're playing along with the backing track or the band. That was the F bar, and then A flat, B flat, A flat. Again, that's F minor pentatonic, but those two notes are part of the B flat 7 chord as well, which is nice to hear that with that chord behind. Final piece, I'm going to jump my hand quickly back to pattern 2 to play an F blues lick with a E natural chucked in the middle when it hits the C7 chord. So a bit of jazziness here, a little chromaticism happening using the blues note as well. So what's happening there? We've got F minor pentatonic, blues note going down to the F minor pentatonic note, C now, E natural from the C chord, back to the C, and then you got F, E flat, F. So you can use your 4-2-4 fingers, or you might jump to third and first. And I might even do a little, but they're great little licks and ideas. So using just F minor pentatonic, F blues, pattern 1 and 2, and occasional chord tones such as the E when it goes to C7, and the A natural on fret 2 there when it goes to F7. So you can just use those scales for the majority of the solo, but try to be aware of chord tones when the chords change, in particular in this tune to the C7 and the F7. So I hope you've learned some cool licks and melody ideas from the solo I created and the chorus to the head from Worksong. Subscribe to the Learning to Play the Guitar YouTube channel for more lessons, and don't forget to click on the bell to receive notifications when I upload a new video. You can also check out my books and more lessons at my website learningtoplaytheguitar.net. Thanks for watching and keep practicing.